If you with me, clap clap your hands real loud one time. Okay, now I know I got your attention. Thank you all so much for being here. We are here. We're going to talk about this occasion a little bit in a second as I introduce folks. But we've had some music playing for you as you were coming in, and I don't want to forget to introduce these gentlemen and give them their time today. Please say hello to, on the drums, Mr. Demarius Hicks. And on the bass, Mr. Jeff Anderson. And they are going to be our house band playing behind our special guest performers today. But right now, in honor of this event, we did not want to do this in honor at Nicholson and East St. Louis Senior High School without having some current representatives from East St. Louis Senior High School here. So please welcome to the stage, they're going to play a tune for you, Mr. Delano Redmond and students from the East Side High School Jazz Band.
Delano.
We got this thing called a stage.
Everybody, if you hear my voice clap, and these ones. Hello. Say hi back. All right, these kids up here are already spooked out. Y'all go ahead and give them undivided attention, all right? All right, so I'll give them an opportunity to tell you what their names are. Gabriel Brandon, Alicia Johnson, James Smith, his big brother on the drums, Jalen, Yana Murphy on keys, and we got a grown person back here with us, sitting there. So we're gonna try to make this work with no rehearsal time. All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
They're not ready. They said, hold on for a second.
How are you?
We want to show them all the love we can and all the support we can. So come on, let me hear it one more time. My name is Reggie Thomas, and I am one of the organizers of this event. And I'm going to bring up one of my co-organizers. Please welcome to the stage, Ms. Lauren Parks. Just to tell you a little bit about what's going on, and I'm going to let you all know I wore this for Lauren. She's a little mad because, you know, we started talking about decorations and cake color and all of that. And they started talking all this orange, blue, and orange. That's enough of orange and blue. So I will say, I am not a graduate of East St. Louis Senior High School. And neither is Lauren. We are graduates from, and y'all better make some noise like you're proud, of the East St. Louis Lincoln Senior High School. So Lauren, I hope you can forgive me for wearing orange and blue today.
For today, just for today, We just want to thank everyone for coming out, for celebrating. We all know East St. Louis is known as the city of what? City of what? City of champions. And Mr. Edward Nicholson. Champion of the city of East St. Louis. So how all of this started we end up here today. Mr. Reggie Thomas, very dear friend, longtime friend, over 30, well, many years old. We're longtime friends and schoolmates. Reggie and his beautiful wife, Marjorie, who's in the house. Hey, Marjorie. They were at House of Miles, East St. Louis. They came for a tour. They brought a lot of youth from Northern Illinois University for a tour. So when we ended the tour at House of Miles, East St. Louis, Reggie said, you know, I have something that's really heavy on my heart and on my mind. Now, Reggie is a very accomplished musician. He was in the Lincoln High School band under the direction of Mr. Ronald Carter. And he said, Lauren, you know what? East St. Louis Senior High School had a dynamic music program as well. And he said, you know what? We're gonna honor Mr. Edward Nicholson. And I want House of Miles to be on this committee. I said, Mr. Ed Nick, you mean cousin Ed? That's my cousin. That's my kinfolk. So I said, we are definitely going to make this happen. We started this conversation about a year ago. And I sincerely want to thank Reggie, his wife, and this outstanding committee, Miss Lisa Walker, she's working the door, Miss Nija Reed, and Reverend Anthony Wiggins, who could not attend today. But I just want to sincerely thank all of you for coming out to celebrate a true champion of students, of music, of community, of family, Mr. Edward Nicholson. I have to tell on Cousin Ed a little bit, and Shelby, you can back me up on this. Cousin Ed had a whole lot of questions. Well, Lord, well, what is this? And Lord, who's gonna be there? And Lord, what? I said, Cousin Ed, we just gonna love on you today. Just come and just get loved on today. And my little cousin Shelby had my back. I said, okay, Shelby, we got tag team this on Cousin Ed now. So thank you, Shelby, for helping get Cousin Ed here today. And all my kinfolk, raise your hand. All my kinfolk who came in, a lot came in for out of town Cousin Ed to celebrate you today. We love you. Everyone in this room has been touched by you. We sincerely love you. And thank you for everything you have done for the East St. Louis community, the metropolitan community, and beyond.
Very quickly, because we want this to move and we want to get to some good music and celebration and all of that. But I have to say, what placed this on my heart is last year, very unexpectedly, my mentor and director and friend passed. And an event that I was supposed to be performing with him at Jazz St. Louis turned into a memorial for him. And we were able to pull together students from over the years that had come through the Lincoln High School program and do a tribute to him. And it was a beautiful tribute. It really was, and we had a lot of people there. But unfortunately, Ron couldn't be there to hear it. I decided, no, we're not doing that anymore. We're gonna give folks their flowers while they're here. And as I said, I didn't go to East Side, but I did just find out that Ed Nicholson attended Lincoln High School. So that dummy, we claiming him. He's ours. We're going to talk more about you throughout the day, so get your tissue ready and just get ready to be embarrassed because that's going to be all kinds of good words. But we're gonna move this event along. So your MC for the afternoon is class of '88. Class of '88. Please welcome to the stage, Naja Reed. Naja, did I hear something about you gonna do some around midnight or something like that?
Probably around midnight. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the next night. We are so happy and so honored to see everyone here to honor Mr. Nick. Reggie gave me the schedule, and so I think I better keep with this schedule. So without further ado, the performer coming to stage is Mr. Oliver Johnson, class of '72.
Testing 1, 2.
Well, there's so many things to do here, for tears, with the tears. Then I went and opened my eyes, to work my eyes here, and the window open eyes. Now that I find myself at one, I think this is best, with a little net. Yes, the rest, yes, the best. I overlooked so many things to years, through my tears, through the years. Then I went and opened my eyes, to work my eyes here, and the window open eyes. Now that I find myself at one, I think we need the best with the good. Yes, the best, yes, the best. Whoa. I like to say a couple of words. My mother used to always say, you're going to be nice to somebody, be nice to them while they're alive. All right? And I have to say, Mr. Nicholson, we call him Nick, he was a very, very big influence in my life. We were sitting leaving my house a few weeks ago, and he's a very proud man, and he likes to pay his weight no matter what. And we were messing around in my little studio, this little song. He said, hey man, how much I owe you? I'm like, hey man, you don't owe me nothing. As much as you giving and giving, I'm thinking, I almost brought me to tears. I said, man, as much as you gave to this city and everything, it would be nothing, man. We're around. But all right, we're gonna do a little something by Louis Armstrong. What a wonderful world. Oh yeah, yeah. Skies are blue. Clouds are white. bright blessed day, dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, also the faces of people going by. Friends shaking hands, saying how do you do. They're really saying I love you. I hear babies crying, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll let know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah. I think to myself, and the world is much better with Ed Nicholson. What a wonderful.
I'm going to turn it back over to Najee in just a second, but I just forgot to mention this. And this is out of respect for all of the performers here. And come on, give Oliver another hand. All of these performers are alums of the program and have graciously donated their time to So, and I need to say this out of respect for them. We do have a videographer here that is capturing this in so that we can put something together nice for you to have as a keepsake after this. And I know all of you all have these nice portable, convenient things that do recording. We just ask if you do, please do not share and upload these things out of respect for the musicians that are here, because they need to be able to control what goes on the internet. And know that you get excited and like, oh, this was great, I want to share this. Please don't. Okay? Enjoy it at home for yourself, right? But we just need to say that. So please, no public sharing of videos.
Another round of applause for Mr. Oliver Johnson. That little Nick trivia for you. So, how many of you knew that Mr. Nick attended Tennessee State University? He was in the band at Tennessee State University for 4 years, won the state. Won the state in 4 years. That's my new trivia. Okay, so next on the program we have Mr. Michael Roberts, class of '85.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I had to get up because I know I'm going to have to leave in probably about 15 minutes. but I wanted to come up and say something about my jazz band teacher. He didn't let me play in the jazz band until my senior year. I could have played. But no, I want to let you know, Mr. Nick, from the bottom of my heart, you are the reason why I am who I am in music today. I started playing the piano late. I didn't start until I think I was 16 years old. And when we were kids, anybody know when you heard something that you've never heard before, you get that ooh moment? When I heard Mr. Nick play, I was like, ooh. I don't play like that. So I started taking piano classes, Miss Series, with this and that and else. She was a classical teacher at Eastside. But then I played the trombone from my years at Clark and at Eastside Lincoln University. But your teachings that I got allowed me to expand in gospel like never before. It has given me the ability to write, to travel. Anybody know Hezekiah walk in the gospel world? It's a big deal. My choir was just invited to the Hezekiah Gospel Fest because of you and what you had planted in me, how I learned how to understand why music does what it does. I go around and I talk to a lot of the young people because I found out that a lot of people have a collection of, what do you call it, a chord library. And don't even understand what the chords mean. So, I'm good. But I wanted you to know, and I know I have some other classmates, and I am a graduating member of East St. Louis Senior High School. I think we got some more in there. Right here? Hey, there it is. I know Clark from that was our drummer in the jazz band. 74. We did pretty good. 74. I can't go back up there. But I wanted you to understand that a gentleman said the influence that you had in my life. Mr. Nick, you were my first mentor in music. And I'm going to say this and then I'm going to sit down. You told me something when I really got into music, playing the piano, because when I went to Lincoln University, I played the jazz band, I was a trombone player. But I was majoring in music, but they would not allow me to get a music degree unless I sung in a vocal ensemble. Never knew how to sing. I sung in the church choir. But what I did was I took my music, and it was an audition piece. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. And what I did, in order, that was my audition piece that I had to audition for, I took that music and I learned every part on the piano, and I was just playing, and I was playing my part. I was the first freshman at Lincoln University that was allowed to play on tour. Wow. Because I appreciate that. I gotta get to this point, then I'm gonna sit down, y'all. I'm gonna sit down. You told me something in high school when I really started taking my piano very serious, my senior year. You told me, you said, if you learn how to play this, you never go broke. If I learn how to play this piano, I never go broke. So I'll never forget, in 1991, I got married. I was getting married. And I lost my job. Now, my wife's still married. 2 months before I got married. So I had to come up with all this money. And I had to save for a house. Mr. Nick, that piano paid for my mortgage, my car note, my water bill, my light bill, and my white bill. So I appreciate the words of advice and the influence that you had in my life, because I sit in a church and I'm on the organ. A lot of people that don't understand music, everything that they don't understand, they call it jazz. But I appreciate them understanding and hearing what they hear, and I call it jazz too. I appreciate you, man. I love you. You have no idea what you have done for me in my life. Thank you very much.
All right, next we have Miss Keisha Davis, class of '82. Give a round of applause, please.
I'm going to do 2 songs for you, Mr. Nick. One with Reggie, and also one with Robin. You know, I met Mr. Nick. I was about 15 years old. And I sang for him. And he taught me all kinds of jazz, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. Them that sky shall get, them that's not shall lose. Should the Bible say, I'm still asleep. Oh, Mama may have, Papa may have. God bless this child. This God is on. This God is on. Yeah, listen. The strongest time, while the weak ones pray. In their pockets they say, they don't take a play. God bless this child, this God is on, this God is on. Money is not lots of friends, they don't come around no more. They don't come around no more. This way. Ladies standing across the British side. You can have your say. Please don't take the love. Mama may have. God bless this child, this God is on, this God is on. As I was saying, me and Robin, we used to be in the band room. You want to say something about Mr. Nicholson also, Robin? We go way back, ladies and gentlemen, me and Robin. I was this shy little girl, and Mr. Nicholson, he said, sing it, baby. Sing it, baby. and it feels like I'm clinging to the clouds. I can't understand. I get misty holding your hand. Are my the sounds of your love, the music I hear, I get misty a moment you're near. Give it up for Robbie, y'all. Robin, ladies and gentlemen. Never knowing my right foot from my left, my heart from my blood, my misty, and so much in love. Ooh, I didn't see and too much in
Mr. Nicholson. How you doing, man? I've been crying since I seen you. I don't know why. I just been crying since I seen you. But again, like the gentleman from 1985, I was a saxophone player in the jazz band. I was a piano player at church from 4 years old. He taught me what I was hearing. Just like the other guy said. He taught me several songs and said, you learn these, you won't go hungry. I played in an Italian restaurant 7 nights a week for 22 years. And raised 3 children. So, thank you. Because without you, I couldn't have fed my family.
All right, let's give another round of applause to this lady Davis. And I just realized that everybody got up here and they told, you know, like what they played in the jazz band. And I didn't tell you what I played. What you playing? I didn't tell you what I played. Unlike, I guess it was common that you didn't enter the jazz band as a sophomore, that you had to earn your stripes, if you will. But Mr. Nick actually came to Clark Junior High School and recruited me. And so I was one of 3 sophomores entering the band during my sophomore year. And when I got there, I played trumpet, by the way. And so when I got to that trumpet section, there was 3 senior boys standing back there and me, the little sophomore little girl. So I think I was a little bit intimidated. But Mr. Nick, I think he saw that intimidation and he pulled me to the side and he said, let me tell you something. He said, when you pick that horn up and when you play, you are not a girl. You are a trumpet player. So I need you to plant your feet and play, is what he told me. Plant your feet and play. Mr. Nick, I took that with me and I went to California and I played in the Chabot College Band. And when I got there, I had to audition. And it was about 20 plus males. And we were auditioning for 4 spots. And I could hear the male saying, what is she doing here? Why is she back here? She should just go home. And I sat there, and all of them thought they were Maynard Ferguson. And so this is how they were warming up. But I remembered what you taught me, and you taught me to warm up with my long tone. So that's what I did. And I closed my eyes and I could hear your voice, Mr. Nick. And I heard your voice say, plant your feet and play. When those auditions were over, Mr. Nick, I was the lead trumpet. The youngest person in the band, the only person who couldn't drink beer. I was only 17, but I was the lead trumpet in that band. And I earned my respect from all 20 plus male trumpet players standing in the back. Oh, and I got the money too, Mr. On to the next. That was my story. Okay, so I think next we have a video tribute. So Darwin Walker put this video tribute together. So let's give him a big hand for helping out with this video.
Mr. Nick, how you doing, man? Robin King here. Look, you deserve all the appreciation from me and everyone else who wants to give it to you. And I want to give you some appreciation because I appreciate you so. But I want to tell you that all of my conversations about my musical past and people ask me in different places, you always come up. So, in saying that, you were my inspiration, you were my mentor, you were my teacher, and oh my God, you were so cool. You know, that's the thing, you're just cool. Anyway, happy Appreciation Day, Mr. Nick. I really appreciate you, and I'm sure there are many others that do as well. Peace out.
Hi, I'm Rashawn Westmoreland, alumni of East St. Louis Senior High School. Hello, everybody. It's a wonderful evening to celebrate one of my heroes, definitely directed me in the right way coming out of high school, and taught me a whole lot about not just music, but about life. And I was fortunate because Mr. Nick knew my mom and knew my dad, and my pop was trailblazing in St. Louis at that time, and Mr. Nick took me under his wing because of that. And it was a great experience. It was unforgettable. A lot of great times, a lot of pressure moments. It was truly wonderful. And I learned a lot, and it made me be prepared for what I was, for what my future. I didn't know, when I moved to Las Vegas, what was gonna happen. When I got to Las Vegas, I was ready. I could play all the styles, I could read the paper, my tone was good, and it was all because of Mr. Nick. Hey, Mr. Nick, we love you, man. All right, y'all be good, take care.
If you don't mind, we're going to deviate for just one moment. This won't take long, but the person who put this video together, and he's a former member of the Eastside Jazz Band, along with his wife. Did you play jazz band at all, Lisa, or did you just march out there? Did she play both? Please, they're going to have just a couple of quick words. Darwin and Lisa Walker, please.
Darwin. This way.
So let me tell the story about how I got to the jazz band. I've always had to, my mother forced me to take piano lessons when I was young, let's just say that. And so I played piano at church, and I could read music and all that. And so it's actually his fault because apparently during the times that I was there, they needed a piano player for the jazz band. And so he told Mr. Nick, hey, Lisa can play the piano. I said, no, Mr. Nick, I don't play by ear. I can't do none of that. I only play here. I don't know what you want to do. And he said, oh no, that's fine. Just come on. And so so Mr. Nick used to write out all of my music for me so that I could play with the solos, everything for the, and if you notice, if you ever saw us playing, I was never paying attention because I was counting like 1, 2, 3, okay. You know, he hit all of my licks, all of my everything. So no, that's how I ended up in the jazz band.
Mr. Edward Nicholson. Yeah. Truly one of a kind. So I'm a deviate. I'm going a different way. I was in the trombone section. I played guitar in the jazz band with you. But I'm gonna go with just completely musical. And I'm gonna wrap this up with 3 songs. I'm not singing Rich. That's not what I meant. So these 3 songs actually fit to the trajectory of my life. And I found out you were affiliated with all of them. The first song is Flashlight. Now, what does Edward Nicholson and the jazz band have to do with Flashlight? Well, when we were at Lansdowne, back in the day, we used to have a parade in all of the schools. The junior highs would march in the parade, and we get to the end of the parade and wait for East Side and Lincoln, because they're going to blow back and forth against each other, right? And they play marches, all the standard stuff. Well, this particular day, East Side turned around and Lincoln said, and it was at that moment I decided East Side it is. But what I didn't know was that you can't buy that music for a marching band. Somebody had to arrange that music for East Side's marching band. I later found out who it was because my next song, In Between the Sheets, was was after I found out that he was the one who, so, and Mr. Nick, show me how you know. So I arranged In Between the Sheets for East St. Louis Senior High School's marching band. Right? And wait a minute. I was so new at it that I conducted the song, and when they finished, well, the trumpets finished first, then the baritones finished, and the flutes and the clarinets are still going. And Mr. Nick asked me this question. He said, well, where's your score? I'm like, score? He still has some more teaching to do. We skipped a few steps in there. And the third song, again, unbeknownst to you, is a tribute to Bob Marley. And that's written by Cameo. And the reason I stopped on that song is because after I left you and East St. Louis Senior High School, I went to Texas Southern University in Houston, Texas, where you recommended because the band director was your college friend, Benjamin J. Butler. Right. Graduate. So that's how I ended up at Texas Southern. Me and Terrence Cannon, that's why we went to Texas. And so while we were down there, I started just fiddling around because I could. And so I started writing fan first for the trombone section because they didn't allow students to write songs for the band. They didn't tell me that rule. So I arranged a tribute to Bob Marley, which was the first reggae song that a SWAC band had played. Wow. And we were playing against Southern University, who was, if anybody knows Southern University, their band is called the Jukebox, because they will play songs back and forth all night long. And if you play a song with them, they're subject to play that same song right back at you. So, we played Bob Marley, and it was like, that was 42 years ago. They're still talking about that song. Thank you, Mr. Nick.
couple of quick announcements. I see some people are chatting and chewing. Chewing is that they've ordered food. So don't forget, if your bellies are empty, to be sure to order your food and your drinks from the bar. I also want to mention that some attendees here today may not have been musicians, but they may have been in Mr. Nick's homeroom, as Mr. Nick is an educator in all walks of life. So I want to bring up very, very briefly the Vice President of House of Miles East St. Louis, Mr. Jazz Gary Pearson.
I got an intro. Wow. That's my theme song. I love it. Can we do it again? Mr. Nick, first and foremost, thank you, sir. I'll make this really short. So I was the only cool cat who had a homeroom. It was also the jazz band. So Mr. Nick would allow us to practice. He impacted us with some other things. Theatrics, drama, and music. So friends of mine, Lauren was involved, she was at Lincoln, but that's another story. We decided to produce a production of Thriller. All right. So we mass-produced Thriller from the beginning to the end, theatrics, the stage setting, the whole 9 yards. But Mr. Nick would say, hey, you can have it. He would give us the auditorium and let us go in the auditorium and practice. And that was the impact that he had on me. But here's the strange thing about it. So Lauren Parks, as you all know, the MC, she's my business partner. We started the House of Miles East St. Louis because of the impact that we had with people like Mr. Nick. Allowing us to be, be us and be, able to do what we do. So Mr. Nick, I want to say to you, because of you, I think House of Miles now exists. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Thank
Eastern Illinois University, Western Illinois University, Wesleyan, Chicago, Kansas City. Mr. Nick had us everywhere. We competed everywhere. He had us prepared. I don't know if he did this to everybody, but when I was a sophomore, he brought me in and he said, before you take that horn out, come here, let me show you something. I need to show you something. And he took me to the trophy room. And he said, this is the legacy of this school. All right. We get trophies. And so, nobody's part here is greater than anyone else's part. We work as a team, we work collectively, and we bring home trophies. And so you're expected, now that you are part of this team, you're expected to do your part to bring home the trophies. And so all of us worked, and we worked really hard. And we had some stiff competition, especially in Chicago and in places like Kansas City. We had some stiff competition, but we brought home those trophies. All right, all right. So next on the program, we have Ms. Barbara Humphrey. Ms. Barbara Humphrey here? No? Well, we'll come back to you. Basella, are you ready? Okay, next on the program, we have Miss Lacella Martin, class of '84. Give it up for Miss Lacella.
No rehearsal at all. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lucilla Martin. My brother Gerard and I played in the jazz band at Eastside. And I never knew you weren't letting sophomores play in the jazz band, because my first introduction to Mr. Nick was as a senior at Lansdowne. It was something that occurred, and my brother was like, hey, we need a saxophone player at Eastside just to sit. I'm like, I don't know the music. What are you talking about? And I don't play the tenor saxophone. What do you mean? And so I got recruited to just really, I guess, be a placeholder. I didn't know what I was doing. My first solo was at Eastern Illinois University. And I hesitated with playing solo because, again, surrounded by very talented musicians, and I think it was a 1 or 2 note solo. I don't know what it was, but Mr. Nick always encouraged me. He didn't call me LaSalle, he said LaSalle. You do that solo for us? And I said, sure. And do a little Grover for you. All right.
Wine like
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna do one more song for you. This song is a song from my upcoming album, and it's great playing with stellar musicians because we certainly did not get the opportunity to run through this song. So anything goes. I hope you like it. The name of it is called I Got It. It doesn't mean that. It's about you want it, I got it. It's basically a song about somebody trying to mac to you. Same story, I guess, about being a musician. It's not a girl, you're not a boy, you are a musician. And I learned that from Mr. Nick.
Let's give it up again for Miss Martin. Miss Stella Martin. Grady said I gotta stay on schedule, so I'm not gonna talk too much. Let's see who got next. '72, 74, classic '74. One of my favorite music educators from District 189. We're bringing up Mr. Marvin Cockrell and Mr. Greg Lewis.
Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Mr. Nicholson has, he's blessed so many people and done so many things, but I have to say that I got to take the honor of being the most like Mr. Ed Nicholson. Mr. Ed Nicholson, let's make sure I read my notes right. Today we're celebrating him as the educator, musician, mentor, and for me, father figure. He was my 5th grade music teacher, started me on alto saxophone at Brown School. So I had him also at King Junior High School and Eastside High School. And later, I was a colleague of his in the music department in East St. Louis School District 189. I know no one in here can touch that. No one can touch that. Yes. My entire teaching and performance career was a mirror of his. I taught at the same school, Brown School, where he started me. That's where I started teaching. And I just modeled everything like him because he was a perfect example of a mentor. We, like I said, eventually worked together, and that was so moving to sit there next to someone you thought was a giant. You're sitting there next to him saying, wow, I'm sitting here, this is Mr. Nicholson, the man. I admire him, and so it was just awesome. So I don't know how many people would say that. Mr. Nicholson always had the band, as someone mentioned, playing the most popular songs. We were the coolest band. He'd hear stuff on the radio, he would write it out, and that made us very confident and feeling good that we were the best going on. And we were. I carried that same energy and approach into my own classroom, from pre-K with violins up through middle school, hearing stuff on the radio, writing stuff of my kids, and that was because of you, Mr. Nicholson. Another thing that I can claim, as far as we played together at a wedding, we didn't know we were going to be at the same wedding, but he was on piano, I was on the organ, and that was another cool moment for me to be sitting next to a giant genius next to me, so I was super proud of that. When my parents passed, he was not just a teacher, he was there to support me. You know, and that meant a lot to me because, you know, most times you see a teacher at work or at school and that's it, but he was there supporting me when I needed that. I'll always remember the thing of high school graduation where the band was playing during the graduation performance, and he allowed me to play on saxophone, Summertime, the lead, where I stood up in front of everybody and played the lead along with the band. Something I'll never forget. All right. So, again, his playing, his writing has influenced me deeply. I've tried to catch up to his level, but of course, I never quite could because he is the best to me. He's over Ramsey Lewis, over Herbie Hancock. He's the man. He is the man. A couple other things, and I'm going to get out of the way. Mr. Nicholson even was a part of a documentary that I did about my life a few years ago. And during that time, he brought back some memories I had forgotten about, moments that shaped who I am, but what touched me was hearing what I meant to him. Not just as a student, but as a co-worker, fellow musician. He let me know that he was proud of me, and in doing so, he showed me how much he truly cared. That meant a lot in the world to me. Thank you, Mr. Nicholson. So in closing, Mr. Nicholson wasn't just a teacher. He was a musical father figure, a guide, and a light. He is a strong trunk of the mighty tree, and we all are his branches and his legacy in every note that we play. In the lives of so many he has inspired. He is a blessing to all of us. Thank you. One last thing. The songs that we're doing are original songs that I was always inspired to write. One, time-wise, two. Okay, two. Friends, and the second one is going to be the 4 G's. What does 4 G's mean? The 4 generations from the east side. So, Mr. Nicholson is dad, I'm his son, Greg Lewis is his grandson, and we did the recording, and Carlos Brown, those who know him, Brady Lewis, his grandchildren. So, we're the 4 G's from the east side. We're going to do a little bit of that.
All right, Bob, Ben. Greg!
Let's take a moment. Let's take a moment because I'm seeing some people and I'm seeing familiar faces. Earl Allen, I love you. Earl Allen, I love you. I love you. Dr. Ruggers, I love you. Myra Close, I love you. I'm seeing some familiar faces, but what I want to do is I want to take a moment and recognize everyone who has been a student of Mr. Nicholson's, whatever class. So, you're from class 72, 74, 76, whatever class, I would like for all of his students to stand.
Yeah!
I wanted everybody from every year to stand up. Mr. Nick, I want you to take notice of the color of those flowers in front of you. They are orange and blue, Mr. Nick. I know you went to Lincoln, but those flowers are orange and blue, Mr. Nick. And the flowers by the cake and all them decorations, that's orange and blue too. Compliments of love. Okay. Oh. I have a gentleman that wants to come up and he wants to say something. He said that he didn't have his experience with Mr. Nick wasn't through music. However, he had a different experience. So I would like for him to come up and share his experience. Mr. Rodney Holmes, if you could come up. You're so welcome.
Hello. My name is Rodney Holmes. I was the drummer in East Side's jazz band, class of '85. So here's the thing, you could be in the jazz band, but you knew you could play when Mr. Nick would come up to you and say, hey, I need you to play with me tomorrow evening at such and such. He would hand select, I know Darwin Walker knows, he would hand select people and we would be part of the Ed Nicholson Quartet, and I was privileged to do that. So, what I want to talk about, everyone that you've heard, they talked about how Mr. Nick impacted them and how they went on and kept playing and could make money. I went to college, and I'm privileged right now. I have my junior high school band director, Mr. Glasper, Mr. Nick, Eastside baseball coach, John Stovall. So, I played in the jazz band. I went to college at Lincoln University. I was playing baseball, but I was good enough that I had an open invitation to play with the jazz band. After that, I really didn't play anywhere else. I kept drums at home. I would always play. But Mr. Nick, this is what I want to give to you. The discipline that we have to have. The pursuit of perfection, even though you can never reach it. We always were taught you strive to be perfect. I applied that to my life. And it's very few people in District 189 that can say they taught a federal judge. That work ethic, and I attribute that to you, allowed me to be the first African American male to hold the title of the United States Magistrate Judge in the Eastern District. And I can tell you this, because there are only 3 African-American federal judges from East St. Louis, Judge Yango, Judge Wilkerson is retired, and me. I know for a fact I'm the only one that was in the band. So we are the only band to bring up the photo of that. Thank you. I love you. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. Thanks, Mr. Nick.
Okay. Mr. Glasper, would you like to come up and Mr. Glasper, would you please grace us? Yes, Glasper. It wouldn't be right if I didn't call you up here, Mr. Glasper. Mr. Vernell Glasper, everyone. Give him a round of applause.
I am lost for words. In 1978, a gentleman by the name of Garland Hawkins, Dr. Garland Hawkins. And he, in my opinion, is actually responsible for a lot of this. He hired 4 gentlemen, myself, Brian Carter, Michael Dupart. He recruited us. But I knew you long before I came to St. Louis. In 1968, Isaac Hayes came to Parsonsfield. Is anybody else there? And who backed Isaac Hayes while he played shag? Nicholson in his high school band. It just blew me away. I was up in Little Madison. We weren't playing nothing like they were playing. Darryl Perry, I remember all of them. Next time I saw him, I'm a freshman at SIU Carbondale. I played with the jazz band. But that night, I was assigned to be an usher. Here comes the band. There's a guy with a huge afro. All the girls in the house. Shouting out Mr. Ed's name. But he was playing with the St. Louis Jazz Quartet, featuring Jeannie Trevor. That's when I first saw you. Never told you that. We worked together, God knows how long, here in St. Louis. During the 80s, East St. Louis had it going on. I had a band that was considered one of the best bands in the state of Illinois at King Junior High.
All right,
And Ed a lot of times gave me validation of, how good they were. Some of those kids could play standing on their head, but we worked. But Ed, you inspired me long before we talked together. Long before. Then, last thing, we ended up playing in the George Hudson Orchestra for about 10 years together. So, I don't think that's a great event in this industry.
Okay, next up we have Mr. Eddie Randall. He's going to do a spoken tribute. Mr. Eddie Randall. Oh, there you are.
Good afternoon, everybody. Ed and I have been playing for over 41 years. I will tell you a little story how we got started playing. I was working with a white group, and I was doing real bad when I first started working with them. I worked with them for about 8 years, and then I met my wife, and we started doing real good. I bought a house in St. Louis County, and the band leader, when she found out what kind of house I bought, she fired me. So then, James Thomas, who booked a lot of jobs, Ed kept saying, "Oh, well, get Eddie Randall." And so Ed and I started playing then. But then after things went along, it became the Eddie Randall Jr. Trio. It also became the Ed Nicholson Trio. That depends on who booked the job. If I booked it, it was Eddie Randall Jr. And if Ed booked it, it was the Ed Nicholson Trio. Same group, same musicians. Just you call it what you want to call it. And then our drummer, Frank, he's been with us about 10 years now. He's just like part of the family also. Ed, when I was working with the other group, I think I had lost my soul. I couldn't play, I didn't have the feeling that I had working with Ed. After I started working with Ed, I became alive again on the inside. My music changed. I became alive again. When I say alive again, because I did play with my father before he passed. My father, as everybody should know, is Eddie Randall and the Blue Devils. And he started me out at age 14 playing bass. So I had soul, but then when I worked with this white group, unfortunately, I lost my soul. I came back home, I did anything to bring my soul back together. Ed, thank you for being the piano player, being my friend. He reminds me so much of my father, not because of age-wise, but because of his personality. My father has such a loving, kind disposition, and Ed is the same way. He's always loving and kind. He's a great man, and I have enjoyed working with him for many, many, many years. Ed, I love you as a brother.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you. Thank you again.
Okay, so, if anybody in this room knows Mr. Nicholson, you know that he was not just going to let us honor him without doing something. So, I think I'm going to turn it over to the honoree.
First of all, I'd like to thank all of my band members, former band members, and letting me be their band director. I hope I did a good job. I want to acknowledge my family that's here. I have my 3 granddaughters, and my grandson, and my daughter-in-law, and my son. Thank you very much. Now, if I can persuade my bass player and the drummer to come up, I'd like to play one number for you at least. I'd like to play a song that was written by Carlos Jobim, a famous jazz writer. And this song is called Black Orpheus. And it's from a movie. I don't know if you all have seen this movie, but it's called The Day in the Life of a Fool. I'd like to dedicate this to my family. Thank you very much.
I ain't gonna just stand up. time. That's your honoree, Mr. Ed Nicholson. Mr. Ed, can I say this? This man has forever been the epitome of cool. Do y'all know Nick would show up, I mean, just always pristine, crisp. Just crisp. We all idolized and looked up to you. I don't know if you knew that. We all did. My brother was a pianist in the Lincoln Jazz Band also, and he was like, oh man, y'all doing this for Nick? Man, Nick was always cool with me. I said, Nick just always encouraged me. So you don't, sometimes you don't know the effect that you have on people, you know? And it's good for us to be able to tell you this. And it's also good when you can have that effect on the generations after you. So when you bring up your grandbabies in the way that they should be, your grandbabies carry on this tradition as well. So can we bring your grandbaby up so she can do something? Shelby. We were hoping to bring up your cousin, Ira Anderson. Doesn't have his home, but we appreciate you being here. As Shelby's coming too, though, we also want to acknowledge just some very special people that are here in District 189. We had a great family, and I don't know if we acknowledged Earl Allen or not, but Earl Allen, we would both schools, whenever we needed anything set up, we would needed sound or anything like that, Earl was the point man. So we appreciate Earl being here. We also appreciate who was our, well, I don't even have to introduce who she was to everybody. We appreciate Dr. Lillian Parks. We were all honored to work for 189 under your leadership, and we appreciate everything you've done. Former Mayor Alvin Parks, we appreciate you being here. You know, and we're gonna let Shelby come to you in her way, and then we're gonna jam it out. Clark Carruthers, I think you're still here somewhere, aren't you? Is Clark Carruthers still here somewhere? All right, we're gonna get you up, and anybody else that hasn't played, we're gonna make some time for you. Shelby, the microphone is yours.
Let's go, Shelby! You gotta be planted. All right. I mean, they can keep playing, but I'm gonna say a speech real quick, Grandpa. Grandpa. I gotta tell the crowd a speech first. Everybody else got to tell their origin story. I was doing mine. Alright, so growing up in my house there was rules. But the main rule was you always had to be playing an instrument. You always had to be in lessons. And when Dad would send us to East St. every summer so he could vacation wherever he wanted to, Grandpa would always ask me what I was playing. I played about 6 instruments. None of them. And one day, we're switching. One day, I was probably in like 5th grade. We were sitting at his piano as we always do. He always plays songs to me, and I was frustrated because I can't play like him. I still am. And I told him I don't want to play, I just want to sing the words. He was never singing the words. And then he looked at me and he said, your voice is your instrument. And I went straight home. I said, Daddy, put me in music lessons, I'm singing now. And I've been singing ever since. So that's what he taught me. And now I'm a singer. Everybody in here calls me Shelby. That's real cool, y'all can keep it up. But when I sing, I go by the name Rebel Ray. If you want to find me online, you'll find me under Rebel Ray.
Come on, Rebel Ray!
And now we're gonna sing a little song for you. Summertime,
the living is easy. The fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mother's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these days, your eyes are singing. You'll spread your wings and you'll reach for the sky. But till that morning, no one can harm you. Now, with mama and daddy standing by. And the living is easy. The fish are jumping. And your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. Don't you cry. Don't you
Thank you guys for coming out. This has been really cool to see everybody my grandma taught. Thank you to the other members of this band too, because they're also really awesome.
Give it up for Rebel Ray. And I don't know if that was the Ed Nicholson trio or if it was the Ed Randall. Okay, it's his group today? Okay, so that was the Ed Nicholson trio. Can I have all committee members to the stage?
I think you can sing like that.
You ever want to gain weight? You got a weight problem? Don't spend a couple of days here, Mr. Nicholson. I ain't gonna lie. Man can eat. I was with him for 1 week and gained 20 pounds. Where you going up? Where you going up? Gotta make a run, Michael. Every day! Every day, I mean, pork chops. I'm like, oh, I can't eat like that. Well, I'm sorry, Mike, I can.
We have some presentations to make, and we're going to have just a little bit more music. We got about 15 more minutes here. But just some thank yous. We want to, first of all, thank Jazzy 159 for hosting. It was a lot trying to get this date organized between the family, between Ed, between my schedule. I'm in and out so much, and I kept saying, you know, well, hey, I don't have to be there. I just want to make this happen. And they were insistent that I had to be here. So, and I'm so happy that I was here.
Jazzy 159, and particularly Mr. Anthony Bond. Mr. Bond, unfortunately, you are in my contact list. And so you may get a text at any time of the night from me. So love you and thank you for putting up with me and all my text messages.
If I could, can I say just a few words? I feel compelled to say just a few words. I too am a musician. I played sax and bass from the 4th grade all the way up to college. I moved here from Detroit in '91, so I come from a musically driven city. I knew the history of East St. Louis, but to know and to see 89 blocks the way it's represented is unbelievable. So we've had Mr. Ron Carter, who was here unfortunately just a week before he passed. So I had the opportunity to meet that living legend as he was still getting his flowers. And now we have Mr. Nicholson. So my heart is full. My heart is full. The first 2 things I put in the building when I opened up Jazzy's was the Detroit sign out the lobby, as you can see. And the second sign is, if you look to your left, who was that gentleman right there? So to Lauren and Gary, my good friends, anytime the Jazzy's can give a service to you guys, we're just a phone call away. Thank you guys.
None of this happens easily. And we never got to meet in person. There were tons of Zoom calls, and I purposely kept my Zoom. It's like, okay, I'm not going to sign up for this extra. That way, these meetings are going to be done in 30 minutes. And it started reminding you have 5 minutes of recording time. Right? So I appreciate them putting up with my schedule. I appreciate everybody, just first of all, for saying yes, that you would be willing to do this. And not just that they said yes, but Naja came and she heard about it. I want to be in it. And so, yeah, we said we need Naja in here. So, Mr. Nick, all of this happened because everybody up here loves you. So, Lisa, are you doing this? It's in your hands.
Okay, so I want to shout out, of course, to our photographer for this evening, Mr. Moses Holman. You'll see him around taking pictures. And so he presented this to me, he just took this today. And so we're going to give that to Mr. Nick, and we want him to have that. If you remember, when you came through the door, I asked you to please sign our guest book. And this is what we created for Mr. Nick to keep. And everybody, if you didn't get a chance to sign it, you know, there's still time. But we're going to present that to him. We definitely want him to keep that and have that as a memento. It has all the pertinent information and all the pertinent signatures. So we love you and we want you to have that. And the very last thing is I asked you if you wanted to give a tip or leave a donation. We have a tip jar and we're giving that to Mr. Nick for whatever he wants to do. So if you want to give a donation, if you enjoyed the evening, you still have time.
Shout out to the committee! Shout out to the committee!
And we wanted to make sure that we could celebrate him while he was still here to enjoy it. And so we need to do that more often. We got so many people that we could, you know, name, call in East St. Louis that's from East St. Louis or that have touched our lives, and we want to make sure we give them their flowers while they're still here. Amen.
What's going on now? What's on the agenda now? Oh, yeah. All right. We also want to mention that we would like for you all to share in a little sweet treat before you leave. So there's a cake that is over here that is going to be served. But Mr. Nick, if you didn't get a chance to see it, we want to make sure you see the cake before we cut it. We got to make sure that you see it first. So please have some of that. We've got some more music that's going to happen for you because we had, I mean, not people that just showed up, Mr. Nick, that said, this is for Mr. Nick, so I want to be there and play. So Claude Carruthers, great pianist from what year? 80s, right? We got to welcome Claude Carruthers to the stand, and we're going to ask our house band to come back up and be behind it as well. You went to church
There, yes. Pass me the mic. Okay. Miss Sandra, where are you? Miss Sandra, she had a couple of very brief remarks. I understand that Mr. Ed Nick is responsible for she and her husband being happily married. The great legendary
saxophonist Willie Aikens.
Thanks, committee!
Thank you. I'm just going to say this briefly. I don't know how much Ed remember, but I remember. Back in 1972, the Ed Nicholson Quartet was working at the Celebrity Room in Brooklyn, Illinois. And I knew the owners there, so occasionally they would allow me to come in and recite poetry. So I was sitting there with Ed's group one night, and Willie Aikens heard me. Now I was 19 years old. I didn't know anything about Willie Aikens. I was just coming into the jazz world. So he heard me, and apparently he liked what he heard and liked what he saw. So he said to Ed, he said, "You know her?" And Ed said, "Yeah, I know her." She just graduated from East St. Louis Senior High School, man, and I would see her on occasionally, you know, from the year 1969 to 1972. with this guitar player, Kenneth Pilot, and they be going up and down in the hallways of Eastside, and she's saying her poetry and he's playing his guitar, and they just practicing for band going to St. Louis, the Black Artists Group. So all I can say is that she's a good girl, you know. And so I knew Ed from high school, so I went up to him and I said, Mr. Nicholson, this guy named Willie Atkins, your saxophone player, he keep talking to me. And he was like, he want to go with me. But I don't know him. And so Ed said, well, I can tell you, he's one of the baddest saxophone players in the Metro East area. And he's a good guy. So, you know, the rest is history. I'll leave with just one short poem in case you all haven't heard me. My writer's name is Ali Sadiq Afzal, and the poem to Ed is Communicating. What do you say when you come upon a flower? A flower, mature and full of life, willing to grow from the nutrition he takes in, giving and receiving respectively. What do you say when you come upon a flower? A flower, mature and full of life. You say, Ed Nicholson, pleased to have made your acquaintance.
Yeah, I am going to call briefly former Mayor Alvin Parks, my brother, just to give a couple of remarks from a family perspective. Briefly, I heard somebody say you better make it brief.
It's gotta be brief, it's gotta be brief. But there's so many people here who mean so much to Ed Nicholson, and so many people that Ed Nicholson means so much to. When we were talking, and Reggie, I thank you for acknowledging me and my mom with the roles that we've played in the city. There's a gentleman who's been his neighbor for over 80 years, who also happens to be his cousin, and also happens to be a former superintendent of schools for School District 189, and a former mayor for the city of East St. Louis, named William Bill Mason. Dr. Mason, will you stand at this time? And I am keeping it brief, but I have to say, Ed Nicholson, my cousin, I am so proud to be in your family, sir. I am so proud to be in your family, and I am so thankful and appreciative that you are a big part of the tapestry of East St. Louis's City of Champions. God bless you.
On behalf of the committee, we would like to thank everyone for coming out and honoring Mr. Nick. At this time, we're going to have an open jam session. We're going to start with you, Bob. And any other musician who would like to just come, get up and play. You guys have a good night, and we love you.
Family members, I want to really get a family picture before anybody leaves. So please, before you leave, want to get a group family picture. Thank you.
wine roses, love and run away, like a child. Do I wonderland? The clothes are gone. Don't want them more. That wasn't there before. The night was closes, just a passing breeze, filled with memories of the roses that I took you to. The days of wine and roses and tears. Days of wine and roses. I've been run away like a child again. No one there behind the closed door. I don't want them more. They wasn't there before. The lonely night is closes, just a passing breeze, filled with memories of the golden sky that introduced me to decades of wine and roses. Like a child at play, doing wonderland without the closing door. Don't want evermore, that wasn't there before. You know, the night is closes, just a passing breeze, filled with memories of the golden sky that introduced me to. The days of wine and roses, the days of wine and roses, the days of wine and roses, and Nicholson.
That's Vera Golden, ladies and gentlemen, Vera Golden. Clark Brothers on the piano. We thank you all so much for being here, and we love you. We're gonna do one more tune before we, what? Oh, okay. We're gonna do one more tune before we get out of here, just to give you all a chance to get some of this beautiful cake over here. And we got one more surprise vocalist who's gonna come up and join us for this.
The
God bless you.